Click the first link in the description for the best Askreddit content. Today I fucked up by accidentally sending myself into alcohol withdrawal. So this fuck up is still in progress unfortunately, but in the meantime I thought some of you may get some amusement from my idiotic decisions. I think it's fair to say I'm an alcoholic, but usually I don't go too hard too often. I like to cook, and I like to mix/make drinks, so it's somewhat of a hobby for me. I also have a very high tolerance naturally, so I usually don't think anything of 1 or 2 drinks after work while I'm cooking for my partner, and I sleep it off, minimal/no hangover, back to the restaurant to manage shit the next morning without a hitch. However, recently I guess I've been more stressed than I realized. I just got a promotion at work and have been hyper-focused on proving myself. Plus, my partner still hasn't found a job post-COVID, and we're working on helping my little sister, who lives with us, get into therapy for some serious mental health issues. All this to say, I guess I've been drinking more than usual to unwind on my days off/after shifts and didn't really notice. Fast forward to last Thursday. I come home from the usual 12-ish hour shift running the place and decide I just wanna grab a snack and then go cuddle in bed until I pass out. No drinks. I do this plenty and thought nothing of it, until about an hour into my sleep when I bolt awake feeling like something is very wrong. My arms and legs felt tingly, like I was losing circulation. I got up, tried to walk it off, and go back to sleep. Not 20 minutes later, the same thing happens again. So I wake up my partner and tell them something is wrong. Naturally they start panicking and asking if I need to go to the ER. I then proceeded to spend the next 2 hours huddled up on the couch with them, shaking uncontrollably and feeling like my blood pressure and body temperature were pinging around wildly. It eventually passed, and I went back to sleep, promising of course to my partner that if it came back again, we could call an ambulance. Last night was day 4, and it's been getting less severe each time it hits. Pretty sure it's almost out of my system. But everyone I've asked for advice seems to agree that it's a mild case of withdrawal, and I should be careful as I ride it out if I don't want to seek medical help. Hoping it finishes soon so I can go back to a normal sleep pattern and move on with my life. Too long didn't read. I went too hard with alcohol this last week due to stress, skipped 1 day of drinking and accidentally threw myself into withdrawal like a dumbass. Think I'll be skipping the benders for a while. Definitely be careful. Withdrawal from alcohol and benzos are the only 2 drug withdrawals that can actually kill you. If I wasn't stuck in the US and currently uninsured, I wouldn't have been so hesitant to go to the ER that first night. TBH. If I ever end up in the situation again, I'll probably suck it up and go. At least I'll know what's happening if I end up here again, and I'm much more informed about the risks after reading up on it all. Feel free to join us over at /r/alcoholism. Wishing you the best. Thanks. I've been looking into a couple of support subreddits after this incident. I'll hop over there too. Alcoholism is the worst. Restaurant business makes it even worse than that. You got this. Thanks. I'm gonna let it all clear my system before I even think about resuming my cocktail making at home, and I'll be a lot more cautious about indulgence levels in the future. I know this industry is pretty notorious for it though, so I'm not surprised I ran into some trouble. Luckily friends and colleagues in the same workplace understand and have been pretty supportive/helpful as I work it out. Pretty much everyone around me knows the feeling. I do not miss the DTs. I got sucked into the restaurant party life. I'd have a bottle and a half of wine, a couple cocktails, and 4 to 5 beers in me by the time I got home after work, then a couple more beers before finally passing out. Made it through 6 years of that lifestyle. I'd rarely drink on my days off though, and always wondered about the people saying they could feel the withdrawals coming on. I'd get a little shaky sometimes, but it wasn't debilitating. Then one day they hit hard in the middle of my shift. Uncontrollable shakes bad enough that I was spilling drinks as I set them down. Was spilling all over myself trying to drink water. Thankfully I was just running drinks this day. I didn't have have a section or tables and was able to leave without causing too much of a headache for everyone. Managed to walk home and downed half a liter of bourbon until I was able to pull it together. Knew I had to stop at this point, but I also realized I couldn't just cold turkey it. I stopped with the incredibly excessive drinking at the end of my shifts, but would bring my own bottle and take a few maintenance shots throughout the day. Then thankfully for me, and I'm so sorry for everyone else that suffered, but COVID hit and restaurants shut down for a couple months and I was able to taper off and give up drinking for good without all the stupid pressure that comes with working with booze and people in the party mindset every day. And I wasn't losing money for taking the time off that I needed to heal. Taper off. Going cold turkey can be very uncomfortable and even dangerous in more severe cases. He's past the taper off stage if it's been 4 days. That's usually the end of the worst of it. Today I fucked up by ordering 2 slices of beer. Title says it all. I went to an orchard with my partner as a cute fall date and found out they have a beer garden there. So we go and get a glass of wine each before enjoying the orchard's pumpkin patch and hayride tour of the farmlands. After a couple of hours, we were getting ready to leave and realized they had a pumpkin beer on tap as well as hard cider made from apples they grew. So stopped by the beer garden again. Due to COVID-19, they would only serve beer to us if we bought a food item, and they had pizza slices, probably from a nearby pizza place, not made there, to sell for people to get their drinks. We decided we would each get a slice of pizza and a drink, so, when we get up to the register, I ask for 2 slices of beer please. The guy at the counter quickly replied, I can try but I'm not sure how that will work, and I quickly realized my mistake. The cider and pumpkin beer were delicious and I hope I helped make that guy's day more entertaining. TL/Doctor, I ordered 2 slices of beer at a beer garden instead of 2 slices of pizza and 2 beers while sober. Guy at the counter was amused and probably thought we were already drunk. Well, this was adorable. I like my beer extra cheesy. Really wish I could give you an award right now because that feels really close to something I did to LMFAO. Reminds me of the time I was at a bar with some mates and I wanted a jug of beer, as that was usually the cheapest way to get a decent amount. I walked straight up and said, do you sell drugs? Jugs? No to both. Interested to see what 2 glasses of pizza looks like, however. Today I fucked up by creating a new game called Radio vs 3000 Pound Tractor. Today I fucked by creating my title's new game as a result of sneezing really damn hard while on a 25-year-old tractor. Some explanation on how and why this happened, before the results. It is super smoky where I live/work currently, which is from about a dozen different fires in Nevada and California. So bad that visibility is about half a mile. I'm allergic to smoke, as most of it's sagebrush smoke, and I'm highly allergic to sagebrush. It's also windy as all hell. We are talking 40 miles per hour as the low, and it's dusty. Much dust in the nose. I sneeze like those old school dads do. You know what I'm talking about. Able to hear it in space volume, with the stomp and all. I was on a tractor that's 25 years old, handles like a 3-legged ox in the mud, that I'm still learning how to drive, who is a finicky motherfucker if I've ever seen one. I got called on the radio and was answering the call when the sneeze happened. Cue new game. Base to me, you have a customer who needs help loading a black box. Which gate do you want me to send them to? Base, go ahead and send them to GAR. Sneeze happened. Stomped down while sneezing and lost my grip on the radio when my wrist bounced off the steering wheel, launching it under the front tire, while I was in reverse gear, and I ran over it before I could brake. Keep in mind, these are industrial radios that are designed to be like Captain America and take a beating all day while still going. They also cue the mic when being squished. This apparently makes a gunshot type noise over the other radios. The radio lost to the 3-legged ox and the whole business is freaking out, as I found out later. A mass search started for anyone injured and it took them about 5 minutes to make it to where I was laughing and sneezing while they panicked and almost called the cops for possible shooter. Thus far in the game, Tractor, 1. Radio, 0. RIP radio number 3. You will be missed. Too long didn't read, sneezed really hard and lost my grip in my radio. BT under the tractor tire and was crushed, creating an awful noise that caused a panic. This is the singularly best today I fucked up I've read to date. Do just what the hell. That's a good one, D. I think I may have ruptured something trying not to bust out laughing at work. Good luck with the rest of harvest. That's not even a FU, that's just amazing.